Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this WEIJIANG helping hand soldering station. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So this soldering station has some cool features on it. I'll get everything unboxed and we'll go through everything. So the core of this is a steel plate here. Has kind of an orange peel kind of texture on it. And the accessories to this are going to magnet down to it. So I don't see any specific instructions with it, but it comes with 4 feet. So these will go on 4 corners. So I just eyeballed those. Some people might want to use a ruler. I put them about 1/4 inch from the edge. So that will give it some grip. So it takes quite a bit of effort to slide that around because this plate is quite heavy. Next we have these standoffs here. So these have magnets on the bottom and it looks like a little brass kind of pin on the top. So there's 2 black, looks like 2 blue, and 2 red. I think the middle is probably machined aluminum. That's what it kind of looks like. So it has these magnetic arms. Then it has alligator clips, and those have little thumb screws. So those are going to go in these flex arms here. I'll stick the alligator clip in there, and I'll take the thumb screw and stick it in. So these can rotate, and then you can lock it down in the position you want. Okay, so it came with an extra alligator clip and thumb screw. And we have one more base, and this is a larger base. And that big magnetic base connects to this adjustable arm. So looking at pictures on the product description, it looks like this knob is on the upper portion. So I'll screw the base to the other side. So I'll tighten this all the way. It does have a thumb locking screw here too. And then for the other side, there's a clamp. In the middle we have this joint, and you can see these teeth on here. So it kind of floats back and forth, but you want to line it up so the teeth are lined up. I have it kind of loose here. There we go. So that helps support it. And then this can go on here too, like so. So as you can see, this is a very versatile helping hands. We have the pins for circuit boards, we have the alligator clips, and we have this larger clamp. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'll move these out of the way. We'll take a look at these standoffs here. So I have this Raspberry Pi computer here. These have little holes in them, so I can line these up under the holes. There we go. And these slide fairly easily, so I can get them centered on there. And that gives pretty good support to this. Now, if you press on this side, it's going to flip up. But if you had to do some work here on this side, this is well supported. And I'm just using this as an example because this is something I could grab easily that had holes on it. But other circuit boards will have holes like that. And the tips of these are pretty small. So that's one way to support something. Of course, not all circuit boards are going to have holes in them. So we have 2 different lengths here of these flexible rods. So this one's just under 8 inches, the shorter one. The longer one's about 14 inches. So these can be positioned to, say, hold a circuit board. So I have this board here. I'll get this in frame in just a second. So there we go. Of course, we could put more clamps on it if necessary, like so. And that's holding that pretty securely there. Of course, I face the components out. If I'm actually using this, I would probably want the components facing the other way so I get to the solder connections. And these alligator clips look like they have a shrink wrap on them. So if this wears out over time, you could probably just put some new shrink wrap on there. So this is another use for this. And since this thing is steel, this weighs a lot. So this isn't going to slide around on you. It's very secure. Like I was pointing here, I have to push pretty hard to move this around. Although actually I can just kind of reposition this pretty easily too. And it stays put. So lastly, we have this arm here. And when you loosen this knob up, it loosens the joint here, here, and here, so you can position this how you want it. Now, like I was showing earlier, this kind of floats a little bit, so you do probably want to line it up properly. And the more you loosen it up, the more it will move around. So let's say I want this about like that. There we go. And then I can tighten this thumb screw here, and that's pretty secure there. And then we have a clamp. This could be also used for crafts and other things. Although for soldering, you could potentially put a soldering iron in there. Like if you had something where you wanted the soldering iron to be held so you can have your hands free, you could clamp your soldering iron in here with this, like that. And then you could do soldering work on here with your soldering iron. If you're doing some kind of craft work or something, you could put your project in there. Since this has a screw clamp on it, you can put a ton of force on here. I mean, I could probably crush my finger if I wanted to. So as you can see, this is a very versatile soldering station. You have the standoffs down here, you have the helping hands arms up here, and this is what I would traditionally think of with helping hands, are the alligator clips. But then you also have this adjustable arm here, so you can put things in, and this is very sturdy. So if you're looking for a very versatile soldering station or helping hands, I think this is a great option. This This has so much configurability to it and so many options for mounting things. I think it's going to cover most bases for most people. So, aside from soldering, this would be good for craft work, model making, jewelry, things like that. So that's the WEIJIANG Helping Hand Soldering Station. That's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions about this, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.